And we got this tree. Nice thick full canopy, it's getting full sun. Generally pretty healthy tree. We're gonna do the same thing as far as the pruning goes. We're gonna, shorten up those branch tips, thin out those branch tips a little bit. Try to make almost no cuts on the main trunk at all. And the long reaching branches, the heavier branches, those are the ones that we're gonna take the most weight off. And it's gonna be done on an individual basis. So a couple of those lower droopers here on this one, but quite a bit off of this guy here because that's the long heavy branches reaching out there for the sunlight. But I want to talk to you about the cabling situation. Now, you could take a look at this tree. It goes up about 5-6 feet and breaks into these codoms right here. And this looks like included bark, right? This looks like bark against bark right here. It's all pushing against itself all the way down to right about there, right? So you would say, okay, does this tree need a cable? Well, I mean, a cable is certainly a possibility, but based on the shape and the size of the tree, I don't really think so. I just don't see that is that much of a structural weakness. I mean, but one of the reasons is, if you go on the back side here, there's no included bark back here. There's still room in that crotch. So this tree is in good shape on this back side here. No sense of weakness at all on there. And then it's just not that big and not that heavy. And also then there's the risk factor, okay? If this thing was leaning out over the kid's swing set, that lead on the left, well, maybe we'd have to do something about it. Maybe we'd have to cable. But we're already gonna take a good bit of weight off it. And that alone on this tree should be enough. And you see that we've got some broken branches up there. That's probably more of an issue for this tree, of branches breaking out. We're gonna shorten them up and we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen, but also the cumulative effect of shortening all those, lightening all those branches up is gonna be taking quite a bit of the force that could possibly create a structural failure at this codominant stem here. And actually there's three stems here. So, and this one's good too. See that? That's got a lot of room in the crotch. That's that U-shaped crotch you're liking to see, where it's all knitting and strong. So we only have the one issue here where there's any included bark at all. It's not really pushing that hard. That's another thing you can tell. Look at the shape of these trunks here, right? They're mostly still pretty rounded. If you see one big flat spot there that's really restricted, with the bark very restricted looking, and then the rest of the trunk is round, you could say, okay, there's definitely going to be a good amount of force pushing there. But we don't see that much here. There's very little deformity in there. There's another thing to be keeping an eye on. So I hope that helps you guys.